mind of many distractions or anything else you're bringing into your practice that doesn't serve you. And so to find your intention for your practice and for the rest of your day, you can just ask yourself what brings you to yoga, or what brings you to your yoga mat right now. Why are you practicing? What is it that you hope to achieve? Pay attention to the answers that come up. So for me, in this type of grounding practice, my intention is to not rush and to stay present, both on and off the mat. And yours might be completely different. Feel the inhale and the exhale, flowing in and out through the nose. Stay here for another minute or so. So once you have your intention set clearly in your mind, really focus in on it. And we'll set it by taking one breath together. Inhale through the nose and out the mouth. Really gently open the eyes. Let's come into our first pose. We'll take a hip opener. You'll need to have your block close by. So stay seated. This is very similar to bound ankle. So you want to open the knees pretty much at about a 90-degree angle or so. And with your feet flexed, you're just placing the block in between the heels. You can always spin the thighs back a little bit to give yourself a little more space. And as you inhale, you want to lift the chin and the chest up. And on the exhale, we're going to fold forward. This will look different from person to person, so maybe you stay up a little higher. If the flexibility is there, you can reach your forearms underneath you, palms facing up towards the sky, and then maybe the forehead can rest down on the block. Taking 5 to 8 breaths here. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Breathing into the hips. Inviting the knees to drop down. Try not to round and contract too much. Maintain a bit of a lifting action through the sides of the waist. But let the shoulders drop. Slowly coming out of the pose, we're going to round back up. Bring your palms back underneath you, and then lift all the way up. We're going to use our hands to bring the knees in towards each other, and we'll take our full bound angle this time. So the feet come together, the knees draw apart, so you can move your block out of the way. Grab a hold of your big toes with your 2-piece fingers. We're going to take cat and cow from here. So as you inhale, pull on the toes and lift the chest up towards the sky. As you exhale, round through the upper back, drop your chin towards your chest and hollow out the belly. So inhale, lift up. And exhale, round and contract. Flow with your breath. Taking about 2 more. Inhale, lift and look up. Exhale, round and contract. Last one. Coming all the way back up. Let's use our hands, bring the knees back in and make your way into your tabletop pose on hands and knees. Instead of doing cat and cow the way we normally do it, by dropping the belly up and then rounding the spine, we're going to take it into circles, which is a great way to also open up through the sides of your waist. So as you inhale, feel the belly drop and the chest lift up. And then you can start to look over towards your right hip as if you were bringing your right shoulder and your right hip to touch. And then round through the back, coming into your cat pose. And then over the left hip and the left shoulder come together. And then back into cow, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. So it might be a little awkward at first. Just trace some circles with the hips and with the shoulders. Keep your breath smooth and steady as you do this. Try not to let the elbows bend. And we'll reverse the direction of your circles. So feeling it through the sides of the waist, front of the chest, down into the lower back. Take about 1 more. And we'll come back to center. Setting ourselves up for thread and needle. We're going to engage our core a little bit in this one too. So as you inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky and lift and look up. And on the exhale, we're going to reach our right arm underneath us. Drop the shoulder and the ear either directly down to the floor or you can lower onto a block. Keep your left hand pressing down into the floor as you draw your left shoulder down and away from the ear. So if this twist is enough, you're going to hold as you are. If you want to engage your core a little more in the pose, we're going to extend our left leg back. Left toes can stay planted to the floor, keep drawing that left hip down, or you can engage the legs and hover it off the mat. So if you roll over, no big deal, it happens to the best of us. Just staying really focused and staying with your breath. So if you're holding your breath too much, you know that you've gone a little too far into the pose. Squeeze the hamstrings. See if you can lift your heel up a little higher. And let's carefully bring that left knee down next to the right. Staying in your twist, you're going to extend your left fingertips forward and open up the chest a little bit more. Really press into those fingertips. And then slide the left hand back. Press it into the floor and lift all the way back up. Right fingertips re-extend towards the sky. And then drop your right palm down next to the left. We'll switch sides. Inhale, lift arm up. Exhale, swing and drop the left shoulder and the left ear to the floor. Keep firmly planting your right palm down into the ground and roll your right shoulder down and away from the ear. Soften your neck. Stay here, or this time the right leg reaches back. Keep that internal rotation in your thighs so the knee and the toes point down. Focus on something that's not moving, and then maybe the right leg can lift off the ground. So try not to be too hard on yourself if you roll over. Try to pull the lower belly in to support you in the pose. Keep breathing into the upper back. Connecting again to the intention you set for yourself at the beginning of class. Lift the heel up a tiny bit high, and then carefully set that right knee down to the mat next to the left. We're going to extend our right fingertips straight forward, twist a little bit deeper, broadening through the upper back. Slide your right hand underneath the shoulder, press it into the floor, lift all the way back up, left fingertips extend. And then left palm comes down to the floor. Let's make our way into our first downward dog. You'll probably need to walk your palms a couple inches past the shoulders. Palms are shoulder width distance apart, toes curled under, hips lift up and back. We'll go ahead and paddle the feet. This is our first down dog, so you want to free up the lower back and free up the hips and hamstrings, softening the neck so the head can be heavy. Making your way to the top of the mat, walk your feet in, take your time, ragdoll fold once you're there. So feet are at least hip width distance apart, maybe even wider, and just rest the upper body over the thighs. You can hold on to the opposite elbows and sway a little. Shaking out the head. Let's strengthen the lower body a little more. So drop your fingertips to the floor and widen your feet towards the edges of the mat. Keep your feet parallel, and you're going to bend your knees generously until you can get your thigh and your upper body pretty much parallel towards the floor. So this is not like chair pose where our hips are low and our chest is high. We're really trying to stay in one long line. Fingertips can stay down to the floor or rest at the center of the chest. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, you can reach your arms straight back, palms facing down. Maybe lift and spread all 10 toes, lifting up through the arches of the feet. Keep your thighs parallel to the ground. Breathe deeply. Lengthen the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Pull the lower belly in. Stretch a little bit longer. Take another inhale. And then exhale, fold forward, fingertips down, straighten the legs a little. Let's come into Malasana or Yogi squats. Heels in, toes out, bend the knees, drop the hips, hands at your heart. Use the elbows to open the knees up a little bit wider as you lift your chest. Draw the shoulders down, lift up. You can sway a little here, side to side. Getting some mobility in the hips and the ankles a little bit as well. Take another breath to lift up, look up, and then exhale, fingertips to the floor, fold forward over the legs, bend your knees generously and slowly roll all the way up to stand, inch by inch. Head and shoulders are relaxed and come up, draw the shoulders down and away from the ears, shine the palms forward. Let's come into our temple pose. Step the feet wide. You'll want to bring your heels in, toes out, so the toes are pointing out towards the top corners of your mat. We're going to interlace our fingers and release the thumb and the index. Bend into the knees so you can drop the hips and feel the knees press open as wide as you can. So you almost want to have your knees at the same angle as you have your feet. With the interlace of the arms, we're going to reach it straight up. So tailbone is extending down so the lower back just has its natural curve. You're not tilting forward too much. As you inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. And on the exhale, take a side bend. So bring your fingertips over to the left. And then inhale back to center. And then exhale over to the right. Sink down lower. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale up. Last one. Exhale to the right. Come all the way back up. Reach your arms out to the side and let's straighten the legs. We're going to extend our arms up. So expanding in all four directions. As you inhale, grow a little taller. And on the exhale, bend the elbows, bend the knees, and lower down. So a few more times like this. Inhale, lift up and look up. And then exhale, bend and drop down. So really grounding into the legs and into the feet. Inhale up. Exhale to lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Keep pressing the knees open. Exhale, release. Let's bring our hands on our hips. Turn your feet parallel to the shoulder edges of your mat and fold forward. Maybe grab a hold of your block and place it underneath the palms if the floor is a little too far away. Otherwise, we're going to catch a hold of our big toes with our 2-piece fingers. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, bend the elbows away from each other as you fold forward. Careful not to let the shoulders sink towards the ears. Keep pressing them down. Free up your neck. And we're not leaning the weight too far back into the heels. We're keeping it evenly distributed through all 4 corners. Taking 5 breaths here. In and out through the nose. So always checking in the intention you set for yourself. It's very easy to forget about it, get distracted or overwhelmed when we practice, which is why we're moving slowly and mindfully in this class. Let's release the hold of the toes, bring your palms back to center, let's lift the chest up halfway, and just toe heel your feet in until they're about hip-width distance apart or so. We'll go a little bit deeper into that fold. So your feet should be a little bit wider than your hips, and same thing, we're going to catch a hold of the big toes with the 2-piece fingers. As you inhale, lift and lengthen. And on the exhale, bend the elbows away from each other and fold a little bit deeper. So you should feel this one more to the backs of the hamstrings. If it's too much for your lower back, bend your knees generously. It'll be a lot easier for the upper body to fold as well. Even if you do have super flexible hamstrings and this is easy for you, be really careful that you're not locking your joints and hyperextending. You can put a pretty big strain on your lower back, and it's not necessarily that great for your knees either. 5 breaths, shaking out the head. See if you can bend the elbows a little bit more, trying to get your belly closer towards the thighs. Releasing the hold of the toes, bend your knees a lot, and let's roll all the way to stand. Coming up into mountain pose, lifting up nice and strong through the legs, palms shine forward. Let's step to the front of the mat. Taking our first little flow from here, nice and controlled. So inhale, lift up and lengthen, maybe look up. Exhale, hands together, draw down to the center of the body and fold, knees can bend. Take your halfway lift flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, let's step back to down dog. Lifting the hips up and back. From this downward facing dog, right leg will extend up towards the sky, bend your right knee and open up that hip nice and wide. Keep pressing your right shoulder down. Can you relax your jaw here? Let's straighten and square the leg. We're going to step it forward for a low lunge. Keep your fingertips down on the ground for this one. So left knee comes to the floor. Fingertips stay where they are. Drop the hips and lift the chest up. So chest will be leaning forward slightly. Tailbone is reaching down. Take one more breath to lift the heart up. And then exhale, fold forward as you straighten your right leg. Half splits. Feel free to grab your block here and place it underneath the palms. Right knee bends as much as it needs to. If you notice yourself getting distracted, just focus once more on your breath. Come back to the sensations you feel in your body, using that as your anchor to stay present. From here, we're coming to our high lunge. So just walk the palms forward. You're going to bend into that right knee again. Make sure your right knee is is not going past your ankle. You're going to curl the back toes under, lift the left knee off the floor, power up the legs, and we lift up. Right knee will need to bend, left knee might need to bend a little bit as well, just so we're not overarching and increasing too much in the lower back. Pull your stomach in to help support your lower back and keep the core nice and strong. A little bit more challenging, let's bring our hands out of heart. We're going to take our twist. So inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, left elbow hooks over the top of your right thigh. Press your hands together firmly as you bring them in towards the center of your chest. If this is too much, you can always drop your back knee to the floor so you have a little bit more support. Otherwise, we're keeping it lifted. We're trying to pull that right shoulder down and away from the ear. Not letting the upper body collapse over that right leg. Power up the legs. We're going to come all the way back up into our high lunge. Inhale. Open up, warrior two. Left foot parallel to the short edge of your mat. Palms face down. Shoulders are staying over the top of the hips. As you inhale, let's straighten the right leg. And on the exhale, bend the right knee. Go deeper into your warrior two. Let's do that a few more times. So inhale, straight. Exhale, bend and drop the hips. Two more. Straighten on the inhale. Exhale to bend. Keep pressing the knee open. Last one. Straighten. Exhale to bend. Let's reverse our warrior. Left hand down, right arm up. So a good 3 deep breaths here. If you feel like the breath is restricted, you've gone a little bit too far into it. Press into both legs evenly to come back into your warrior two. And we'll go into triangle pose. So right leg straightens. Bring your back foot in just a little bit. And then hips will go back. We can slide our right hand down our right leg. Maybe hold onto the shin as you reach your left arm up. You're trying to pull that left shoulder back. Opening up the chest. Looking up only if it's okay for your neck, otherwise the gaze can be straight forward or straight down. Pressing into both feet evenly. Let's bring our left hand on our hip. Start to look down towards the floor and bend into your right knee, so that you can bring your palms to the floor. We're going to step back to plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, lower all the way down. Point the toes back, lifting up to cobra. Chin and chest lift. Exhale, melt the heart forward and down. And let's press back to child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart, palms forward. Invite the hips to open up a little more. Let's make our way up onto hands and knees. Before we take our downward facing dog, let's just take cat and cow twice. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, curl tailbone up. And then exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. One more just like this. Inhale, lift, look up. Exhale, round and contract. And take your down dog, walking the palms a couple inches forward, curling the toes under. Lifting the hips up and back. Let's extend our left leg up and back. Bend the left knee and open that hip. Keep pressing your left shoulder down. See if you can create a little bit more space in that left hip joint. And then we'll straighten the legs, so the knee and the toes point down. Step that foot through, in between the palms to the top of the mat. We're coming into our low lunge, so right knee lowers to the floor. Keep your fingertips down on the mat and work at pressing your hips down as you lift up and lengthen through the chest. 5 breaths deep into your hip flexors, so letting the lower body get really heavy and grounded. We're going to expand side to side, front to back, as you breathe in. And we'll transition into our half splits. Left leg will straighten, fingertips can walk back, and feel free to grab a block here as we fold. Maybe bending the left knee generously. The hamstrings or the low back is feeling tight. As long as you can take the tension out of the upper body, make this really about your legs. We'll be coming into our high lunge, so you can walk the palms forward, lift the heart, bend into your left knee. So curl the back toes under, if not done already. Lift the right knee off the floor, power up the legs, and lift up. Arms reach up overhead. Bend your left knee generously, and maybe the right knee bends a little bit as well. Lifting up nice and tall, let's bring our hands at our heart. As you inhale, lift out of the low back, and on the exhale, maintain that height. Just cross your right elbow over the top of your left thigh. You're pressing your palms together super firmly, trying to get them towards the center of your chest. Lower belly stays lifted off of your left thigh, and you're pulling your left shoulder down and away from the ear. Remember, you can always lower your right knee to the floor if having it off the mat is hard for balance. Focus on something that is not moving. We're going to power up the legs, lift back up into your high lunge, inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. So right foot parallel to the shoulder edge of your mat. Left knee is bending generously, pressing that left knee open, palms face down. As you inhale, let's straighten the left leg. And then exhale, bend the knee, sink it a little lower. Inhale to straighten. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, left leg straight. Exhale, warrior 2. Keep pressing to your back foot. Last one with your breath. Inhale. And then exhale, warrior 2. Let's reverse. Right hand down, left arm up. So either looking up, if that's not comfortable for your neck, you can look down towards your right shoulder or right foot. Engage your core. Come back up to warrior 2. We're going to straighten our left leg and bring the back toes in a little bit. Now your stance. Hips go back. Slide the left hand down your left leg. Right arm up, triangle pose. Careful not to let your left shoulder dip forward. Keep drawing it back. You're really just trying to align one directly over the other. Pressing evenly through both legs. See if you can lift out of your lower back a little bit more and stretch to the left side of your waist so it's not contracting. And then right hand comes to your hip. Start to look down at the floor. Bend into your left knee. Plant the palms to the ground. And we're going to step back into our downward facing dog. Taking your flow from here, inhale to plank. Let's lower all the way down to our belly. Point the toes back, lifting up to cobra. And then exhale to child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Keep the palms stretched forward, forehead to the mat. 5 breaths here. Let's take 2 rounds of cat and cow, just like we did on the first side. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, roll tailbone up. Exhale, tailbone down, chin to chest. One more, keep the arms straight. You're trying to squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, and then spread them wide apart. Coming back to neutral, let's find our down dog. So walk the palms forward, tuck the toes under, lift your hips up and back. From this down dog, let's extend our right leg up towards the sky. Keep it straight and square. And then you're going to step your right foot forward in between the hands to the top of the mat. Coming up into your high lunge, arms reach up. Bend the knee and drop the hips nice and low. Let's start to reach our arms back. We're going to shift from here into our warrior 3. So you'll be standing on your right leg, and then the left leg will start to extend up and back. Try to drop your left hip down, reach through the toes, and engage the muscles in the back leg to lift it up a little bit higher. Lightly squeezing your shoulder blades behind you so the palms can stay up. Find your focus. Not rushing. Staying in your warrior 3, just bring your hands to your heart. And we're going to lift all the way up, bringing our left knee in with us. So left knee is squeezing in towards the chest. Once you're here, then you can re-extend your arms up overhead, flex at the foot, and reach the leg forward. Squeeze and engage the hip flexors, lift the heel up a little more. Eagle pose, cross your left thigh over your right. Maybe the toes hook back. Bending the elbows, left arm goes underneath the right, binding once or twice. Drop the hips down. Both knees bend generously. Finding something to focus on to hold your balance. Squeezing our thighs together. We'll press the forearms towards one another. Take your last breath here. And we'll unwind to chair pose, arms up, big toes together, heels apart. Bend the knees and drop the hips. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, fold forward, straighten the legs, take your flow. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms. Let's just step it back to plank for this one. So inhale here. You can take chaturanga as you lower and hold halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog, inhale. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths. Reach through the arms. Fingertips are still spreading nice and wide. Pressing into the fingertips and knuckles. Left side, let's reach our left leg up towards the sky. Keep it straight and squared. And we'll bring our left foot forward in between the palms. High lunge, feet need to be hip width distance apart as you come on up. Left knee bends. Lifting up tall through the sides of the waist. Start to draw the arms down. Palms are facing forward. From here into warrior 3 on the left side. So stand on your left leg, bring the right toes in until you can engage the core and lift the right leg back. Reach through the fingertips. Stay really long. Keep breathing. Try to lift your right heel up a little bit more. And then we'll bring our hands at our heart. Come to stand and bring your right knee in with you. Engaging the hip flexors to lift it up. Arms will extend up overhead. Palms are facing towards one another. And straighten your right leg forward. Reach through your heel. Toes are pointing up. Finding your balance into eagle pose. Cross your right thigh over your left. Maybe hook the toes back behind you. This time, right arm goes underneath the left, binding once or twice. Hug the lower belly in. Bend the knees a little more. From here into chair pose, arms up, big toes together, bend the knees, drop the hips. Take your last inhale into chair pose, lift the chest, and then exhale, fold, straighten the legs and release. Take your flow, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, step the feet back into your plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, lower and hover. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reach the hips up, press the chest towards the thighs. Stretch the arms a little bit longer. You're going to reach your right leg up towards the sky, keep it straight and square, and we'll step forward into warrior one. So right foot in between the palms, back foot at a 45-degree angle, arms lifting up. Bend into the right knee and press your hips forward and down. So a really great grounding pose. Keep reaching through your back heel. Trying to get your right thigh parallel to the ground. Might not get parallel, that's just the intention that we want for it. And if you'd like to go a little further in the pose, you can press your hands together and shift your gaze up. Coming back to that clear intention you set. Take another inhale, come back to center, open up the arms, and then exhale, warrior two. Left foot parallel to the short edge of your mat, right knee bends. Shoulders over your hips, sink down lower. Let's reverse. Inhale. And exhale. Bring both palms down to the floor. Stepping back, downward dog. You can take a vinyasa if you'd like, otherwise hold your down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Second side, left leg up, straight and squared. Step it through for warrior one. So holding this warrior one for a little while, you need to make sure your right foot is at a 45-degree angle and you're really pressing into that heel, so don't let it come up. Bend the left knee, lift the arms up. Squaring your chest, shoulders and your hips, everything facing forward towards the top of the mat. Bend a little more, and if you'd like to go deeper, palms come together, shifting your gaze up. Feel the lift in the chest. Finding your point of focus. And let's come back to our warrior one. Open the arms, exhale to warrior two. Palms face down to the floor. You're aligning your left heel with the middle of your back arch. Bend the left knee more. And let's reverse. Inhale, right hand down, left arm up. Deep breath in to the side of your waist, bend into the knee. And let's come out of the pose. Both palms come down to the ground, stepping back, downward facing dog. Take a flow if you'd like, or you can leave it out. Inhale to plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, up dog. And this is our last downward facing dog. Press the hips up and back. Take any little final movements that you need to do here. Make the most of the spinal stretch. And let's bring our knees to the floor. Bring your legs forward in front of you. Have your block close by. We're going to use it in just a second. But first, bring your feet about hip-width distance apart or so. Palms are back behind you underneath the shoulders. Lift your hips and scooch them or bring them forward towards the heels. Keep the elbows bent and try to lift your chest up. So this should feel like a really nice opening and a stretch in the shoulders. You're trying to pinch and squeeze your elbows in towards one another. The closer your hips are to your heels, the deeper this will be. Take 5 breaths. You can always tuck the chin in towards the chest as well to stretch out the back of the neck at the same time. And let's release, lift the head back. Bring your hips back a little bit so you're not as close as you were towards your heels. And we'll take a twist from here, so keep your right hand where it is. And you can just bring your left arm to the outside of your right thigh. Come up onto the fingertips, and as you inhale, lift, and then exhale, twist. So hips are still facing forward. Don't let your right hip draw back. Keep pulling it there. Just focus on opening up the chest towards the right side of your mat. Release, switch sides. So left fingertips go behind you. Right arm to the outer edge of your left thigh. As you inhale, lift. And on the exhale, open up to twist. Left shoulder pulls back. Draw your right hip back, left hip forward. Release and unwind. Let's lower all the way down to the floor. So I'm going to finish off this class with an inversion. I'll give you an option of what you'd like to do. I'm going to take a shoulder stand. That's not necessarily the most comfortable inversion for a lot of people. So if you wanted, instead of taking shoulder stand, you can use your block, place it underneath the hips, and do a variation of legs up the wall. So it's a very, very similar pose to shoulder stand. You'll get the exact same benefits of the pose. The hips are higher than the heart, which is all that we're trying to do. If you did want to come into your shoulder stand, you won't really need your block, so you can set it off to the side. And you want to free up your chest a little bit by shrugging your shoulders underneath you. And then as you lift your legs up, you're going to lift the hips off the floor and bring your hands to rest towards your lower back and support yourself a little. And as much as possible, try to relax the neck and the jaw. There should be very little tension here. Knees can be bent or straight. So you're trying to keep your ankles over your knees, over your hips. They might lean forward a little bit, which is pretty common. And if you have a hard time breathing in the pose, that's how you know that you're probably better off just doing the legs up the wall variation with the block. Take another 10 breaths here. If you are in shoulder stand or legs up the wall, you are welcome to stay as you are. Otherwise, we're going to take a few breaths in cloud pose and maybe ear pressure pose. So cloud pose, you just want to drop the toes back behind you. Go really slowly. There's no need to go too fast. See if you can start off with your legs straight, and then you can extend the arms and maybe interlace your fingers so the back of the arms can press into the floor. This is a really great full body stretch. So for your pressure pose, you're bending the knees, bring the knees in close, and we'll unwind super slowly. Pull the knees in towards the belly. Hips soften to the ground. Let yourself unwind here. Maybe roll a little side to side, massaging the lower back. Bring your knees wide apart. And you can hold here if this is enough. Otherwise, you can take your happy baby pose, grabbing a hold of the big toes, lifting the heels up towards the sky. Keep the elbows to the insides of the legs to open them up a little wider. Press the lower back to the floor so it doesn't lift up. And you also don't want your hips lifting off the mat. Really keep them pressing down. Last deep breath here. And release. Let's make our way into Shavasana, our final resting pose. Take up some space with the arms and the legs. And we'll be staying here for a few minutes so that our body can integrate all the work that we've done. So take the time to adjust however you need to, so that once you are in Shavasana, you can just hold it. Taking these last few minutes to fully rest.